The ZipCrank basketball system for your home is durable and adjustable, with the goal going from 7.5 feet to 10 feet. Before you begin installation, review your parts list to make sure you have everything. This video is intended as a supplement to, not a replacement for, the installation instructions, so thoroughly review the instructions before you start. The pole will be anchored by concrete in a fairly deep hole. Be sure to check with your local utility locating service before you dig to make sure it's safe. 811 is the universal call before you dig line in the United States. Your utility locator won't locate your underground sprinkler system if you have one, so be careful of underground sprinklers as well. When planning the location of your goal, consider that at the official 10-foot rim height, the face of your backboard is 30 inches from the front of the pole and 43 inches from the front of the pole when lowered to 7.5 feet. There are two pole options for the ZipCrank system. The direct bury system sinks the pole into the concrete. The pedestal mount system attaches the pole to bolts set in the concrete base. For the direct bury system, the hole should be 3 feet deep and 12 inches in diameter at the top. Make the hole wider at the bottom to increase stability. Have plenty of concrete on hand to avoid a run to the store in the middle of the concrete pour. Your pole is shipped in 2 sections. This reduces shipping costs, increases ease of handling, and makes the pole stiffer during aggressive play. Follow the assembly instructions to connect the 2 sections securely. The connecting point will be covered with pole padding when the assembly is complete. Mark the pole for the proper depth. The top of the pole should be 110 inches from the playing surface. For best results, attach the pole installation kit to hold the pole in the proper position as the concrete sets up. Thoroughly mix the concrete with water to a medium wet consistency. When you insert the pole into the concrete, make sure one of the connecting screws is on the rear of the pole and the pole is centered in the footing and square with the playing surface. Use a level to check that the pole is vertical and straight, and use the pole installation kit to hold the pole in place while the concrete sets. Install the warning label at eye level after the concrete is cured. With the pole in position, you can continue to add concrete, filling the pole from the top to add rigidity. Check again with a level before you leave the concrete to set for 4 days. If you are installing a pedestal mount system, the hole should be 20 inches in diameter and dug out wider at the bottom. Assemble the J-bolt assembly into the template so that 2.5 inches of thread protrude above the template plate and the legs of the bolts are pointing toward the center. Set the rebar in the hole to add strength. Wet concrete will be easier to pour and mix as you fill the hole. Agitate the concrete as you go to eliminate any air gaps. Once the hole is flush with the playing surface, smooth the concrete top, then insert the J-bolts attached to the template. With the template flat on the wet surface, measure to check it is parallel to the playing surface and the desired position of your backboard. Use a level to check and finalize its position as the concrete sets. Allow the concrete to cure for at least 4 days before continuing with the installation of your basketball system. With the concrete fully cured, you can mount the pole to the pedestal base. First, remove the metal template that held the bolts in place. Then replace the nuts on the threaded bolts and put the flat washers on top. Then mount the pole to the base. With the nuts below and above the base, you can precisely plumb the pole. Mark the pole at 84 inches above the playing surface to set the height of the extension arm. Carefully follow the instructions for assembling the extension arm. Attach the pole plate of the extension arm at the 84-inch mark. To work comfortably this far above the ground, we recommend working from a pickup bed as well as a ladder. Continue to assemble the extension arm on the pole. Because the extension arm needs to be able to move, hold off on tightening the bolts. With the extension arm assembled, But before you attach the backboard, use the crank handle to make sure the arm moves up and down smoothly. You may have to loosen a bolt or two by a half turn if there is resistance. With the extension arm at its lowest position, attach the backboard and rim per instructions. Be careful to make sure the spacers keep the rim from contacting the glass directly. Attach the height gauge and calibrate it by measuring at the 10-foot height. The height gauge has slotted holes to allow for fine-tuning. Add the net and padding and you are ready to play. At Bison, we make a goal for every game. Enjoy your Bison ZipCrank basketball system.